Rahman Rahim, our students in Qatar Technical School, you are most welcome again to Technical English 2. Our lesson today is revision. It's not in the book, it's a revision, preparing for the final exam. Please get ready, keep your pens and your notebooks in your hands to write down some notes when needed. Of our lesson. 1. To make sentences using the keywords of the lesson. 2. Students should use passive voice correctly. Number 3. To use modal verbs correctly. Modal verbs like would, could, should, shall, and so on. In this exercise, you have these words. We need to put them in these sentences. We have transmit, receive, display, extract, convert, and operate. And here we have 6 sentences. We need to put a word in each sentence. Please take 5 minutes, read the sentences carefully, and pick up a word for each sentence. Welcome back. I hope you have answered all the sentences. Number 1. The robot has a box on its back which can radio signals from a computer. Receive. 2. You have to dig deep tunnels if you want the iron ore from the mountain. Extract. Earth stations process the radio signals and then them to the satellite. Transmit. 4. CCTV cameras film all the cars in the city and them on TV screens. Display. 5. 2 remote control joysticks the robot arms on the space stations. Operate. And the last one, a solar panel contains cells which light into electricity. Convert. Yes, cells which convert. Now I want you to write the correct form of the verb in brackets. You have 4 sentences. Each sentence has a verb between brackets. We have build, drive, carry out, and cool. You need to put the verb here, but in the correct form. Sometimes you need to use passive, and sometimes you need to use active. If the sentence is passive, use the passive. Put is or are, and the past participle of the verb, as we said before. Is for singular, are for plural, and the past participle of the verb. Please take 5 minutes. Thank you so much. Number 1. Today, many skyscrapers, ناطحات سحاب, in Japan built using flexible concrete to resist earthquakes. Now the skyscrapers built, you think they built, they do the action, or the action is done upon them? Exactly. So we say skyscrapers are built. They are built. إنها تبنى لا تبني. Okay. Number 2. The water in the radiator is cooled by the fan, which by the engine. Now, the fan drives the engine, or the engine drives the fan? Exactly. The engine drives the fan. So the fan is driven by the engine. And here we have by. By means that this is the agent. So the fan which is driven by the engine. Number 3. A detailed investigation, تحقيق, carried out after every accident or near miss which takes place in or near the airport. Yes. So here the investigation is carried out. The action happens on the investigation because other people do that. So the investigation is carried out. ينفذ. Look at number 4. The car engine drives the fan, which then cool the water in the radiator. Now the fan is the agent here. The fan is the one who does the action. So I say the fan cools water in the radiator. This sentence here, the verb is active, not passive. Why? Because the subject here is the agent. This is the one who does the action. The fan cools the water. Here, we want to underline the correct word in each sentence. We have the modal verbs, could, would, do, and we have other verbs like are. It's not a modal verb. Modal verbs like can, could, shall, should, may, might, must, have to, ought to. These are modals. Please, I want you to take 4 minutes maximum to try to answer this exercise. Thank you so much. Number 1, you please send me some details of your new notebook computer. This is a polite request. We have could, we have shall, we have do. We can't use shall with you, by the way. Shall is used with I or we. And for polite request, we use the word could. Exactly. Number 2, you mind giving me your name, address, and phone number, please? Now, with the word mind, you mind, and ing, we always use the word would. So, would you mind? هل تمانع؟ عندك مانع؟ Number 3, my manager like to cancel his order for a new motorboat engine. Yes, like we say would like, would like. The last one, your new car has arrived at our showroom. Will I ask someone to drive it to you? Now here the subject is I. With I use the word shall. So I say, shall I? That's everything for today. Our lesson today is very short, as you see. I want to remind you to go to application, Teams application, and answer the assignment there. And don't forget to press on submit. This is everything. I want to thank you for watching, and I want to remind you that our next lesson will be a revision for the final exams, which are going on the 2nd of December next month. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you next time.